exercise to apply each of these chapters, each of the 6 chapters. So there are totally 190 pages. Let's pray to the Lordship so be able to successfully read through this book and also apply these exercises and practice these things in our life. With that said, this book has been dedicated. This book, the living name, is gratefully dedicated to my exalted spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who brought the divine names to the West and into my life, and to all sincere chanters of the holy name, old and new. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Only if my divine master and Vaishnavas bestow upon me their undeserved mercy might I one day chant the real living name. With that said, Maharaj has quoted a verse from by Srila Rupa Goswami that is quoted in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Dhunde dhandavini ratim vitanute tundhavali labdhaye karna krodha kadambini gatayute karna arbhodibhya spraham chetas prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam kritim न जाने जनित कियद्भेद अमृतै krishneti varnatvai. I do not know how much nectar the two syllables Krishna have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within the mouth. We then desire many, many mouths. When that name enters the holes of the ears, we desire many millions of ears. And when the holy name dances in the courtyard of the heart, it conquers the activities of the mind, and therefore all the senses become inert. And Maharaj has written a poem that is, when will I feel your name pulsating with life like that young bird who once flew into my open palms? When will your name taste like cream, yogurt, and ice mixed together on my thirsty tongue, exhausted from the taste of this world? When will I stop offering you broken names? Because my love is still divided between you and the world. An insignificant servant, Sachinandana Swami. So this, as I said, this book has 6 chapters, starting with the introduction. And then the next chapter, chapter 1 is Yojana, um, aligning mind, body, and heart. And as an exercise has been given. And the second chapter is Sambandha, binding a relationship with the holy name. And again, exercise of Sambandha meditation has been taught here. The third chapter is Seva. Holy name is a person. We don't see something differently. Therefore, how to serve the holy name and the exercise again after the third chapter. Viprambala, Vipralamba, a separation, a mode of separation and longing for Krishna. So that has been in the fourth chapter with the exercise. Fifth is Sharanagati, how how we surrender in holy name. Exercise again, chanting with the Sharanagati prayers of Bhakti Vinod Thakur's. And the sixth chapter, the last chapter, is called Sankalpa, which is going to be the building the foundation. And we do an exercise of taking Sankalpa. So that's about what's there in this 200 pages. So let's get into the introduction part here. For the past 15 years, there have been an ever growing demand for retreats, events, seminars, and workshops related to chanting the holy names. Many sincere devotees have developed their chanting practice and benefited from sharing their realizations with others. I myself have been invited by various devotional communities all around the world to facilitate holy name retreats. I have sometimes given up to 10 such retreats in a year, in addition to my other projects. making the airports of the world my second home. Why is there such a demand for holy name events? The reason is that devotees and more lay people are looking for a real, tangible, transformational experience which helps them to attain new levels of spiritual life. They have seen this impossible through chanting the divine names. Thus, they wish to learn how to chant properly because otherwise they face two major stumbling blocks. If you don't chant properly, there are two stumbling blocks. Number one, a gap between their aspirations and where they stand at present. Number two, the trap of mechanical practice with no or very little experience of the aliveness of true Krishna consciousness. Number one, a gap between their aspiration and where they stand at present. Number two, the trap of mechanical practice with no or very little experience of the aliveness of true Krishna consciousness. Most of us don't live the spiritual lives we want to live. We experience only a tiny portion of what our possibilities are. When we hear that chanting bestows the highest goal, love of God, we become inspired. But when we realize how far away we are from that goal, we often lose our initial enthusiasm and our japa or kirtan becomes something we do only out of duty. Thus, when we chant, it's by rote rather than feeling. Moreover, ever so subtly, we begin to lose hope that attaining our goal is even possible. As a result, we seek material things, which we try to satisfy or hide, so that there is at least a bit of excitement in our lives. But it is possible for us to close the gap between imperfection and perfection. It is possible to exit the hamster wheel of mechanical chanting. And it is possible for us to become self realized souls fully alive in Krishna consciousness. Truly, the one thing that dramatically changes everything, the switch that turns on the light, is chanting the holy name with taste and devotion. This book is my humble attempt to help practitioners do this and gain genuine spiritual realization. That this book is meant to be experiential. If read with the intention to apply its insight, it will undoubtedly give rise to new experiences. The timeless practices introduced here will work for you just as they have done for countless persons to date. Use this book as a tool to introspect, ask questions, and adapt a fresh perspective and practice. From wherever you are, you will need to leave something behind and take up something new in order to reach the next stage. From wherever you are, you will need to leave something behind and take up something new in order to reach the next stage. This is quite an important statement. I would like to add that if you actually take these teachings to heart, much more will happen than just improving your practice. Your contact with Krishna will increase from moment to moment. It all begins with the conscious moments in our japa and kirtana. Then, more and more during the rest of the day, Krishna becomes present in your life and nectar seeps in. The ideal is that we chant and sing the Mahamantra throughout the day just because we appreciate it so much. But we don't want to stop, nor can we. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu famously said, while you eat, while you are awake, and while you are asleep, only utter Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We want to become completely absorbed in Krishna through chanting with taste. This is pure Krishna consciousness. Mahaprabhu has praised chanting as the Parama Upaya, the highest and most feasible means to attain love of God. Our goal is reached when the holy name takes us to the spiritual platform, never to return. On this platform, our consciousness Shuddha, pure, Buddha, awakened, and Mukta, freed from Maya's illusion. Chanting with taste. Two examples. Arjuna is called Gudakesha, the conqueror of sleep, because even in his sleep he chants Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. He always has the holy name in his mind and on his tongue, and this happens when Krishna bestows the blessings of pure Krishna consciousness. This marks the end of material existence and the beginning of an eternal life full of bliss and knowledge. I observed something similar in my spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada, when he visited us in Germany in 1974, I was interested to find out what he did in his private time. How did he act behind closed doors? On a day when I knew he was taking short nap, I scaled the wall of the old castle where we were all staying and climbed onto the balcony. The window to Srila Prabhupada's quarters was half open, and he was lying on his bed, his face turned in my direction. His eyes were closed. He was clearly asleep, but his lips were moving. My breath stopped when I heard him softly chanting Hare Krishna, on and on. I could not believe my ears and eyes. He was chanting in his sleep. In breathless suspense, I listened for some time. Then, all of a sudden, one eye opened and sent a very bright, clear glance in my direction, saying, "Your time is up." I bowed down quickly and scurried away. The next day, Srila Prabhupada told a guest, "I have not come to teach you philosophy. I have come simply to ask you to chant, purify your consciousness, and realize your spiritual position." He seemed to indicate that one can come quite quickly to this level. Perhaps the greatest discovery in my own life was when I became aware that the absolute truth is not an it, an object, but a he, a subject, a person. That changed everything. He thinks, feels, and wills in unlimited ways, and everything he wills is immediately fulfilled by one and as many energies without any difficulty. He is thus very much alive. Of all Krishna's various energies, one retained supreme is Krishna Shakti, mercy energy. Out of love, Krishna comes to this world in the form of his holy name, making himself easily accessible to even conditioned souls. Let us joyfully join the great saints and the sacred Vedas and welcome him again and again with a full Aarti ceremony. Let us bow down and worship his lotus feet by chanting his name with affectionate respect. Let us hope that he will be pleased to intensify our attachment to him. Connecting to Krishna, relating to his holy name as a person, and recognizing our chanting as a necessary practice will make all the difference. Your chanting will be infused with life. Thus, you will meet the title personality of this book, the living name. So, see, another 2 more minutes. Meeting the living name. Let me ask you a simple question. When are you alive? A possible answer: when spiritual energy, the life force, is at work. When this energy leaves the body, dead. In Sri Harinam Chintamani 2.35, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that in this world of life and death, only two spiritual entities exist: individual souls and the holy name of Lord Krishna. The art of chanting is to bring the two together. All else is lifeless matter. The holy name is always alive, but the soul becomes spiritually alive only when it actually meets the holy name and chants in that spirit. Otherwise, the soul is like a spark out of fire, almost dead. Mechanical chanting, where we are absent minded, will not work, for we only meet the shadow of the holy name, not the real living name. In this book, you will find timeless techniques, tips, and meditations that will help you connect with the actual living name. There is a progressive development in chanting where higher and higher stages await the chanter, each one bestowing different kinds of spiritual delights. as the holy name unfolds more and more of its excellence and qualities. And then finally, the greatest mystery will be revealed that the holy name is absolutely identical with the divine couple, no difference. In one sense, that is the end of the journey. In another, it is only the beginning of yet another journey of divine love with Shuddha Nama, the pure holy name. And note specifically about japa. The spiritual practice of japa, chanting, is ordinarily counted as one of the practices of dhyana, meditation. Hence, the term japa meditation. In the Gaudiya tradition, however, kirtana or glorification aloud takes precedence over silent meditation. So, while other traditions chant their japa silently within their mind, Gaudiya Vaishnava chant softly or sometimes even devotionally feeling take over even loudly. Thus, elements of kirtana and specifically the audible utterance of the holy name have carried into japa meditation. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur speaks about audible japa in his Bhaul Sangit. My dear mind, you chant japa on your mala within your mind, but why do you cease to chant japa externally or audibly? Bahya. When one performs bhajana, devotional service within the mind, the prema, pure love of Godhead, factually arise internally. Then also the externally body becomes pervaded by those symptoms. Therefore, the body may rock and sway while one instantly turns their japa beats. Let me also humbly, another few more paragraphs. Let me also humbly address those well practiced chanters among my readers. There is the legend about a warrior who approached as master of martial art for instructions. This warrior had fought in many battles. His arrows would rarely fail. Convinced that he only needed to enhance his existing skills, he thought his training would be brief. Much to his surprise, the master told him, I can teach you how to shoot by using mantras, thereby helping you unleash powers much beyond what you have at present. But I wish to inform you that your training will take double the usual time because first you will have to unlearn everything you know. This may apply to some of my readers who have chanted for a long time. If you wish to reach new heights, you may need to question and overturn your current practices. Srila Prabhupada emphasized how important it is to be introspective so that we can recognize and improve our chanting habits. This is a Nectar of Devotion, chapter 12. For persons who are not inclined to clean the dust from their hearts and who want to keep things as they are, it is not possible to derive the transcendental result of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. One should therefore be encouraged to develop a service attitude towards the Lord because that will help him to chant without any offenses. To reform pure chanting habits that have become entrenched in our practice is a service to Krishna, and we hope the living name might help in this. You can review your practices as you read, and whenever beneficial, make the appropriate adjustment. Last passage. How long does it take? A verse in Hari Bhakti Vilas states that after many lifetimes, one who is very fortunate will always chant the name of Achyuta, the infallible Lord. Does it really have to take so long? Not always. By the blessings and instruction of a pure devotee, things that seem out of reach can become attainable. In 1969, in Hamburg, Srila Prabhupada was asked by a young man in the audience, is it at all possible for someone to come to the level of full Krishna consciousness in one lifetime? Srila Prabhupada's answer was brief. It is possible in 1 second, provided you are serious. There is no formula which states after so and so many years. One will be Krishna conscious. One may not become Krishna conscious even after millions of births. But if you take it seriously, you can become Krishna conscious within this life. If one simply chants Hare Krishna, he is sure to become perfect. There is no doubt. Simply, if you chant this mantra, Hare Krishna, oh, there is no doubt about it. And this is Prabhupada's words. And the last paragraph. I'm totally convinced that by following the guidance given in this book, which has been mined from Srila Prabhupada's teachings and the scriptures he has given us, anyone can come to a level of full Krishna consciousness. I wish you a wonderful journey with the holy name. So we are going to enter into this book. It's a very beautiful book with a lot of exercises. Actually, this was gifted to me by one of my friend who lives in Houston now. His name is Rati Prabhu. He gifted this book to me. Very nice book, and a lot of exercise that we can practically start applying to improve our chanting and become Krishna consciousness fully. Thank you all very much. We'll meet again tomorrow, 5 a.m. Central Time. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.